I asked my over 500,000 X followers, what are the most underrated AI apps right now? Not talking about Claude Code or ChatGPT, the hidden gems. The number one response was Genspark AI. Today, we're actually going to go through Genspark and we're going to go through a bunch of different workflows that you can go ahead and copy that I think are some of the most interesting workflows on Genspark. We're going to ask it to actually call someone. Apparently there's a voice agent. We're going to use their multi-agent workflow, which basically, goes through ChatGPT, goes through Claude, goes through other LLMs all in one shot. And we're going to see the output if it's any good. We're going to use their AI slides. We're going to use their PhotoGenius, which is their photo editing app that's on iOS, and anything else that comes along the way. The goal by the end of this is to show, is Genspark worth your time? Should you use this? I actually reached out to the Genspark team. I said, how can I use Genspark in the best possible way? And they sent over a whole long list. Their co-founder got on a call with me, which was really cool. So thank you, Genspark, for making this episode possible. That's what I'm here to explore, and this is my brutally honest opinion about how this product works. Should you use it? Let's just get right into it. So for me, the most one of the more interesting use cases is this idea around multi-agents. So if you're anything like me, you go to ChatGPT for a prompt, and then you might go to a Perplexity, and then you might go to a Claude. But wouldn't it be great if you can just prompt once and get multiple answers? So let's go ahead and try this. Say I'm trying to record an intro for a YouTube video. So I'm recording an intro to a YouTube video, 30 seconds on Genspark 101. This is at Greg Isenberg channel. Make it clear and conversational. The outcome of the video is deciding if Genspark is worth it, and some hacks to use it to get the most out of it. So we're going to go ahead and click enter. And what it is doing is it is pinging GPT-5. It is pinging Claude Sonnet 4. It is pinging Gemini 2.5 Flash. So instead of me having to go individually to those products, I have it right there. And the other thing that it should be doing, and we'll see if it does it, is it should be reflecting on what is the best output. What is the best output here? Yeah, here it says reflection. Let me analyze. It's analyzing basically what is coming out of these models and giving you the best possible thing. So instead of doing, what I call LLM ping pong, instead of doing LLM ping pong, where you're going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, you just prompt it once. Hopefully, you get the best response, and then once you get the best response, either it's good enough or then you can go back and forth. So it saves you a few steps. So, it didn't take too long. We've got our 30-second conversational intro. Hey, everyone, Greg here. So Genspark, everyone's asking me, is this thing actually worth it for builders like us? Look, I've been testing it for my companies at late checkout, and honestly, there are some wins and there are some misses. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show exactly where Genspark shines, where it falls short, and my best hacks to squeeze maximum value out of it if you decide to try. By the end, you'll know if it deserves a spot in your workflow or if you should skip it entirely. Let's dive in. I mean, that was a way better intro than I did. That was a way better intro, right? And even says why this works for your channel, right? And one of the things that you can do on Genspark, by the way, is you can in your profile you can give it, like I gave it my X profile, so it knows who I am. It's gone and scraped who I am. So that's also really cool. So this is AI chat. At the very least, worth it for this. Like, this is going to save me time and tokens. So I'm happy to use this. I want to try the image multi-agents and the video and see if those are as good. So let's go ahead and try the AI image multi-agents. So we're going to go ahead and generate an image. So it's defaulted to Nano Banana, but I actually want the mixture of agents. Let's go ahead and copy my face, give it a reference image. So we've given it a reference image, and I'm going to say, show me eating a banana. And let's see what happens. So instead of me going to Nano Banana on AI Studio, me going to GPT image, me going to ByteDance Seed Dream, I've actually never used that, or going to Flux. It's hopefully picking the best LLMs for this use case, and there you go. Like, that's me eating a banana. Nano Banana looks really good. Like, of course, Nano Banana crushing the banana photo. The Flux, I mean, I'm not, the banana's not peeled, so that's not good. The ByteDance one is shockingly good. I find that pretty pretty good because it moved my head and that sort of thing. So it did what it needed to do. It was pretty quick. GPT image is still loading. I find GPT image to be not as good as Nano Banana, anyways. So this is really cool, and you can just pick the best one and then remix it, right? Remix it meaning like this becomes your new reference image. It is important to include a reference image. If we were to just say show Greg Isenberg, show Greg Isenberg, I bet you it wouldn't have done it well. But should we just try that actually, just for fun? And it also says not satisfied with these artworks. Let's auto prompt to better understand your vision and aesthetic. Wow, what's auto prompt? So, anyways, we're not going to try not including a reference image because it's just always better if you do a reference image. So I've just gone and clicked auto prompt to see if this helps at all. But to be honest, like, I like the Nano Banana one. It's cool that there's an auto prompt here. Okay, so this is what. Okay, so an auto prompt, what it is doing is it's literally giving better prompts. Like, I didn't do a good job prompting it. Like, I just trying to do this quickly, right? Show me eating a banana, but it's actually creating optimized prompts for the individual LLMs to hopefully give you a better output. So that's pretty cool. Wow. The Nano Banana one is literally a banana, so I don't see me at all. So that didn't work. But the Flux, look at that. It's me eating I mean, it looks cool, but like, that's not how you eat a banana. The GPT image, that is hilarious. A little more wrinkles than I think I have, but that does look like my kitchen, so I give you that. And the ByteDance Sea Dream looks pretty good. It just looks like a more cinematic version of what we had there. So I'm happy we did this because I'm actually going to go ahead and try to use this and then create a video out of it. So again, we're going to go ahead and use the mixture of agents for creating a video here. And I'm going to say create a cinematic movie out of this moment. So again, not the best prompt, but we're going to do an auto prompt. It seems like you can also play with the amount of seconds you want it, 3 to 5 seconds or 5 to 10 seconds. You can play with the aspect ratio, which is helpful if it depends where you want to use this, right? Do you want to use this as a meta ad? Do you want to use this as organic content? So the people who figure this out, who understand, how to create great images and how to create, like, the key to great video is you create great images. So you got to start with the images and then create the video. On Genspark or on any of these platforms, right? Start with the photo and then do the video. I do like that it's automatically creating these prompts for you. Close up shot of the person eating a banana, overhead light, casting dramatic shadows, slow motion capture of the bite. Like, that's really good. Because usually what I do here is I go to ChatGPT and I ask it, I say, hey, I'm about to prompt VO3 and give me a prompt based on this. So this makes my life easier, and we like that. So Pixverse V5 didn't work. That's a failure. But Seedance Lite is in. There I am, just strolling, eating my banana. I mean, my eyes look a bit weird, a little bit, right? Yeah, like they're kind of like hazy or looking all over the place. But other than that, I think that's a really cool one. VO3, let's see this one. VO3 has audio. I mean, come on. That is amazing. VO3 did an incredible job. You can imagine, creating a commercial if this is a banana company or something like that. Uh, that is like the audio sounds amazing. Uh, that is, Gemini VO3 is just way better, it looks like, than Dance Lite. We'll have to wait and to see what the deal is with Minimax. I've actually never used Minimax either before. Okay, let's see. There's no audio. So I'm eating the banana, and then all of a sudden I'm at this hanging out with all my friends, hanging out with all of you in my little library. I think this is cool. So overall, I think the VO3 is the best. Minimax a close second. We were able to create thousands of dollars worth of videos and photos in a very short amount of time. And Genspark is kind of, from a pricing perspective, it's kind of like a cheaper Manus. Like, I think it's like $20 a month or something. And it just eats up a lot less tokens than a Manus. So I'm happy that I racked up a big Manus bill recently. So any way I can reduce costs, the better. So we've now shown the multi-agent on AI chat. We've shown the multi-agent on image. We've shown the multi-agent on video, and that's really cool. I want to go to slides. I'm a big slide guy. When I start a company, one of the first things I do, people are shocked to hear this, I'm not vibe coding to begin with. I'm like writing out what are my what does my deck look like? Like, what is my vision for this company? I always start with that. So right before this, I went to ideabrowser.com to find out what is an idea of the day I could steal. And I took this one: cemetery management software that digitizes historical records for small cemeteries. So basically, plot maps are hand drawn. This is the digitized version. And I basically just copied and pasted this blurb. And I took a screenshot of what the offer could be, the why now, the proof and signals, the market gap, the execution plan, just this piece. And I included that as, I included this, I just literally copy and pasted this. And I used a screenshot. And I basically said, make me a deck. I want to create a fundraising deck based on this startup idea. And I just copied and pasted it. And at the end, I said, I want this to be a highly convincing deck that could raise $2 million in Silicon Valley. It's good to give goals to LLMs. Research the type of decks that the greatest founders build and build me something similar with this kind of cemetery startup idea. It's important to include in the LLMs the idea that, like, what you want, right? Like, the greatest, if I didn't put greatest founders in there, I think, because a lot of those decks are available. You can actually go and find, Airbnb Series A deck. You can go and find like Uber's deck. Like, there's a lot of these decks, DoorDash's deck. There's a lot of these multi-billion-dollar companies decks that all have the same structure that you can go and just put your idea browser or idea into this and get a first version. And then the idea is, like, you either edit on a Genspark or you just edit it on your PPT, or for me, I would edit it in Google Slides. So I prompted it, and it has a very Manus-like to-do list. Like, how Manus has like all the agents and you can watch it. So it said, here's the 6 to-dos remaining. The other cool thing I didn't mention, actually. So one of the things about, let me go to AI slides. One of the things I wish ChatGPT was better at this, but I found that ChatGPT hasn't been great at doing slides. And I think one of the reasons why is something like this works better is you can find a template. So I'm more of like a minimalist guy. So I picked this template, and that just makes it go a lot faster, and you don't have to like ping pong back and forth around the design that much, hopefully, and it gets you something good enough. So it went and created this deck, um, and it's pretty good. You know, SemVault. This is a bit blurry, so I think something that I would change is I'd click AI edit. So there's this button here you can click, select an area, describe changes, and let AI implement them instantly. So you can basically prompt to change it. And the truth is, though, like, I don't know if I'd use that so much. I would probably just export and then start. You can export it into Google Slides. For me, that's just like how I like, I find this is saving a lot of time. Like, it's putting the idea browser stuff basically in here in a really clean way. It's not the most beautiful design. Look at that. Like, that is, as a designer myself, I'm like, I can do better than that. But it's just putting the first draft in there. It's almost like, think of it as like a wireframe to a mock-up, right? A wireframe is just like, here's the content. That's what this is to me. And because it's connected to the LLM, it's going and like, doing competitive analysis. It's going and doing financial growth, revenue growth stuff. It's doing stuff that isn't just copying and pasting. It's showing like the market and how big it's getting, and what that looks like on a graph. And yes, it could look a lot better. And you can also do this cool thing where you can press fact check, that prompts it to fact check it. A lot of these LLMs are hallucinating from time to time, and if you're doing something serious like trying to raise money, or pitching to other people, you want to make sure that your data is right. So I think that's cool. The other thing I'll mention that I've always liked, you can turn it into lead magnets. So you just turn it into a lead magnet. And I'm not saying this fundraising deck you turn into a lead magnet, but you can create presentations. You can go and like use LLMs to create content, put them into slides, put them into lead magnets, and try to get email subscribers to convert strangers into customers that way. So many people don't do lead magnets. They do a lot of awareness stuff, and they just focus on top of the funnel, but no one wants to sign up to your newsletter. You have to, they've all signed up to enough newsletters, and it's so hard to get them to do that. But if you have a piece of content that solves their pain, that is a good way to get them to give you your email. So in the top right, you can click export. It exports it into a PDF, PPT, Google Slides. And then if you wanted from there, that's when you can package it up and turn it into a landing page. And then, I have a bunch of landing pages where this is where my lead magnets live. You put in your email, you hit subscribe, and people get the PDF or they get the PPT right to their inbox. And you can also use AI developer to actually build that website. So in the past, where I'd had to hire a developer, now you can actually just create the website, hook it into, maybe it's a kit.com or something to send the emails, but you can do that. So we've done slides. I got to do sheets. So I actually have, I actually did sheets. I want to show you something. So from a sheets perspective, I've been using tryshortcut.ai, which has been really good for like hardcore financial modeling stuff. It's pretty expensive. You can end up paying hundreds of dollars a month. But like, I need more of a lightweight Excel, Google Sheets type of experience that is hooked up to an LLM. Like, I'm not always trying to do DCF analysis and stuff like that. So I prompted Sheets. I said, AI Sheets here. Can you make a Sheets with a list of YouTubers with 100K subs or more in the AI space? Rank them by popularity, and if possible, an email to reach out to. So it took about 3-4 minutes, but it was able to get these people's names, subs, and probably a third of them or less, actually, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 7 out of 35's email addresses, which is crazy that you can get people this big's email addresses and just reach out to them. So it's cool that it just puts it into a Sheets. You can fact check make sure these are right. You can visualize it, and yeah, it says when I clicked visualize, use data analysis tool to analyze the table, and then use the create HTML tool to generate a report. So that's kind of like the cool part about Genspark is it has everything, right? It has design, it has development, it has all these things. So that's the positive piece about it. I think that there's a lot of ways that you probably could be using a Sheets like a LM like Sheets. Most people are still using Google Sheets. So I need to do a whole episode on how to what are the workflows for AI Sheets and how to make money and be more productive with it. But just cool that, or tell me or let me know in the comment section if that is of interest. And it might be boring, but I think that it's unfair advantage for people who understand how to do this. And yeah, cool that this exists and was pretty quick. So that is AI Sheets. Let's go back to our document. So there's two more things I want to talk about here. One is the mobile app. It's called PhotoGenius in the Genspark app. So if you download the Genspark app, you can see that there's a PhotoGenius icon. You click the PhotoGenius icon, and you can either choose a photo or take a photo. I'm going to go take a photo. That's the photo. It's a pretty decent photo, but I wish I was smiling a bit, and also my eyes are not looking at the camera. So let's see if we can edit it. I click use photo.
Hi, I'm PhotoGenius. Just let me know what edits you'd like to make to this image, and I'll help you out.
Hi, I'd like myself to be smiling a bit, but don't show any teeth. And also change my eyes to be looking at the camera, please.
Got it. Let me apply that subtle smile and adjust your eye direction. The image has been successfully updated with a subtle smile and corrected eye direction.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I mean, that's crazy. Look at that. It's perfect. And it took 2 seconds.
Glad to hear it. The word.
That was cool. So
awesome. I'm here anytime you need more photo magic.
Photo magic. I had heard that this was really good. First time trying it. I also like that. I actually think that there needs to be more apps that are just AI as the magic, but voice to AI. I think this is a new paradigm shift, new UX pattern, new UI pattern that's only going to get more and more popular. So there's a bunch of startup ideas there. Maybe we'll cover that another time. But interesting about Photo Magic as well that works. That works. The last thing, or there's 2 more things I want to try actually. I want to try the MCP hookup. So if you click here, there's this tools section, and you can add different tools. This is like the MCP hookup for Genspark. So you can add Notion, you can add Outlook, you can add X, you can add Reddit. You can add a bunch of stuff. There's 631 different, MCP servers that you can access. I will say, be careful which data you're sharing. You have to be comfortable with what data you're sharing, especially to independent MCP tools. I don't know enough about it, but they could see your prompts and some of the data around it. So just be careful. I installed the G Suite here. And I'm just curious that like can it summarize stuff? Can it help me here? And let's see. So I've gone and connected that. Can you share the 3 to 5 most interesting emails I should respond to but haven't? So because it has access to my Gmail and my calendar, hopefully it does this. I've never used this before. You're going to be seeing my emails, so maybe I blur this out. But this is like the future of how people are going to be accessing software as a service. You're going to be in LLMs, and you're going to be this is cool. You're going to be in LLMs, and you're just going to be querying it, right? So you can see that I was just on the My First Million podcast. So someone responded to my auto response. I subscribed to you after listening to you on the MFM podcast. Yeah, like that might be a really important person. We're sending money. That's important. A tax return stuff. So this is cool. It's just using the Gmail tool to go and tell me what to respond to. I'm just curious, like, what would you say is my most important meeting next week? And I'm not going to say, can you summarize my last week's or this week, my upcoming day, because I have some sensitive meetings there, but you could use something like that, right? Like you wake up in the morning and you're like, okay, tell me about my upcoming day. What do I need to know? It has access to your Google Calendar, so it should be able to, should be able to uh, give you data on that. So it says based on your calendar for next week, I'd say your most important meeting is the LCH financing. That's right. And the quarterly business review. So this is cool. Like the fact that you can go and query a lot of your favorite softwares, I think is really interesting. ChatGPT, Claude invented tools or MCPs. So you can still do that there. But and ChatGPT has added apps, and this is their competitor. But I would say scroll through this and see if there's MCPs that are interesting to you, and if this makes sense. If you're using this app, obviously use the tools, right? If you're using Claude, you can use the MCPs there. If you're using ChatGPT, you can use the what they call it, the apps there. So it all depends on what you use. I'm not telling you should be using Genspark. I'm not telling you should use ChatGPT. I'm not telling you should use Claude. I just think that tools and MCPs make whatever LLM experience that much better. And you have to like get in the habit of asking it. So I think, and I thought that the Genspark did a really good job at just quickly telling me what emails are important and what the context was of my calendar. So that was cool. The last piece I want to share is I used the AI agent calling feature. So if you go to all agents on Genspark and you go call for me, you can add a task. When you add a task, you can do like a business name. Like you can say like call Lululemon Miami and be like, do they have blue shorts in size L? And like literally call them and have a conversation, and it's going to transcribe it. And when it's done, it's going to send you an email. Or you can just call someone personal. So it, like a friend, or just a person, someone on your team. So you can call business or personal. I tried calling my editor before this, and it definitely worked. So let's go and check it out. So I called my editor and I said, find out how the last week has been on the YouTube channel. Any learnings, any metrics to support. And it literally right away calls him. And you get this transcript. I picked Ruby, who to me sounded like the least AI voice, although a lot of the voices are a little AI sounding. I think that can be improved. But I picked the least one, I think. I like that it says it's Greg's AI assistant. My biggest pet peeve is when AI calls me and they don't say it's AI. Like, to me, that's unethical. So I'm happy that that's included by default in Genspark. I'm calling to find out how your last week went on the YouTube channel and hear about any learnings or metrics. And it just goes and, here's the whole transcript. So I can read this. I can also just decide I want to listen to it or parts of it. Let's see.
Record
That's
viewings,
rough.
and we had another stellar week in subscriber growth. So very exciting times.
That's exciting. Could you share some key metrics, like the views or growth numbers?
One thing is, I find it a bit delayed on the audio. Like you heard that took like an extra few seconds. That's just like a bit awkward. I think the two things that I would like to see improved on this would be the pausing, and then when you interrupt the AI agent, it like kind of stops right away abruptly. So
Our views increased by 34%, and our subscribers grew by 15%. So it was a great week.
Got it. Let me note that down.
that actually wasn't that long.
Thanks for sharing that. Any key learnings from last week?
So there you have it. I mean, pretty good. I'd like to see it get better, but the fact that you can even do this is absolutely insane. The fact that I'm even, making, picking fun on it, is ridiculous. For like $20 a month, I have someone who can call anyone, and transcribe it and then send me an email when it's done. So there you have it. These are some of the more interesting parts of Genspark. We went over calling AI agent. I think that could be improved, but still really cool that is a part of the subscription. The multi-agent workflow for me was the most like no-brainer, awesome feature. That you can do that with chat, you can do that with images, you can do that with video. It's going to save me a lot of time. AI slides as like the first, just like I have an idea and I want to see it in slide format and I want to import it to Google Slides. I think I'm going to start using that more and more. PhotoGenius, really cool. I got to show that to my wife. I think she's going to really like that one. And I like it. And then the querying of Gmail and calendar through MCPs is just really, really cool. So overall, Genspark, I think it's like I said in the last video, like it has like everything, and you can develop, you can design, you can do images, you can do video, and like that's what's cool about it. And but like to me, the killer feature, if I had to pick one, is the multi-agent workflow and the fact that it's just cheap. It's a cheap subscription. So for people who are looking for a cheaper subscription, don't want to subscribe to so many different tools, who are looking for multi-agent, who are looking for kind of like a Manus Lite, like an agent, super agent workflow. That isn't based in China. I think Genspark is, it's already part of my workflow now. So hope this was interesting. If you want me to do a similar breakdown for another tool, just let me know. I didn't know that you all wanted me to do a breakdown at Genspark until it was the most liked reply on my X account. So please let me know what you'd like me to review. I hope this has been helpful. And yeah, happy building.